live game in a minute. Did you all remember to bring your phones? You all got your smartphones? Yep, going to play a game. Excellent. You not got yours, Cody? You need to get it? Yep. So what this game is going to cover, it's going to cover probability words, the words we use around probability, the probability scale, how we write probabilities as fractions. Sorry? You all right? Okay, all right. And this is the joys of being at home, isn't it, Cody? And we're going to be looking at using those sample space diagrams. All right, so just a bit of a refresher. These are the sorts of words we might use, yeah, to describe how likely something is. All right, so various different likelihoods of things being certain or impossible. They're just showing on shirts. That's all. I've just put them that way around. Okay, so if you did the washing line activity, you'll have seen these shirts. All right, which is one of the activities that was in Google Classroom in one of the earlier lessons. Yeah. What's the probability? If something is certain, what's its probability? Do you remember? What probability do you give to something that's certain as a number? It's always got to happen. What do you say its probability is? Do you remember? Okay, it's a number. All right, we'll come to it in a minute then. If it's even chance, what do you say its probability is? It's a fraction. A fraction? 1/2. Yeah, 1/2. Excellent. Was that you, Kiana? Yeah. 1/2 for even chance. What if it's impossible? Do you remember what number you would give to something that's impossible? 0. Did I hear a 0? Yeah. Yeah, well done, Aroa. So 0 if it's impossible, like rolling a 7 on a die. We can't do that. 1/2 if it's an even chance, like heads on a coin, tails on a coin. Certain, that's probability 1. All right, sun will rise in the morning, pretty certain. Okay, we might not see it because it might be behind clouds like it is today, but the sun rises every morning. Okay, and then other things fit in, whether they're likely or unlikely. All right, and if we want to give probabilities using fractions, we think about the number of ways the thing that we're looking for can happen, and then the total number of different things that could happen. So getting the number 2 on a 6-sided dice, we know we're going to get the 2 on a 6-sided dice. There is only one number 2 on a dice, and there are 6 numbers altogether, so it's 1 out of 6. Flipping a tails on a coin, there are 2 things that could happen. We could get a head or a tail. 1 out of the 2 things that could happen is a tail. So we can just use fractions for probabilities. And then sample space diagrams, coming back to what we were just looking at right at the beginning, we can use that to work out some more complicated probabilities. All right, so I'm guessing that not many of you have had a look at this or do the questions in LBQ yet. I know you hadn't by this morning when I checked in LBQ. But all we've done here is we've got our red dice, we've got our blue dice, and we've got a table. And this table helps us work out some quite complicated looking probabilities, but much easier. So we're just adding up the scores on all of them. So here I've got an 8 because it was a 3 on the blue dice and it was a 5 on the red dice. And I've just put an 8 there in my little table. And it helps me work out some quite complicated probabilities. Some of these ones get a bit complicated. Probability of an 8 to start off with, I can have a look. How many 8s have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, ahead of me. 5 out of how many? How many numbers are there altogether? How many squares in the grid? 36. Yeah, right. 36. Okay? Because there are 6 rows of 6, aren't there? Okay? 6 times 6, 36. What's the probability of a 9, though? Who could tell me that one? Yeah, so if I look at the 9s, let me just come on those. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 36. Yeah, so this is helping me work some of these things out. So it's less likely that I can get a 9 than I can get an 8 when I add up the scores on the dice. 4 out of 36. I can keep cancelling that down by 2 for a little bit if I want to, or you could have jumped straight away and cancel it down by 4 because 36 is 4 9s. What's the probability it's even when we add them up? Can you see? What might you think it is? What might you... 18 out of 36, that's good. Okay. Now, What does that simplify down to? Can you see? 18 goes into 36, and it goes into 18. Why is it a half? Half the numbers on there are even. Yeah? Half the numbers in the grid are even. In the first row, you've got 2, 4, and 6. And in the second row, 2, 4, and 6. Second row, 4, 6, and 8. You're always going to have half the numbers on every row are even. So that's why it's a half. What's the probability you get 0? 0. There aren't any zeros, are there? Okay, let me get my pen back. So, pointer options. Let's have a pen back. 0. There aren't any, Cody. Yeah, well done. What's the probability you get more than 7? Can you see that one? Well, more than 7, I think, is this shape. If I think about where they all are, they're all the ones. All right, so I've got my 5, another 4, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, more than 7 means it can't be 7, doesn't it? 15 out of 36. Can anyone cancel that one for me? Simplify it. What will go into 15 and into 36? What times table are 15 and 36 both in? 3. That's 5 threes, isn't it, on the top? 12 threes on the bottom. 5 twelfths. Okay, and then our last question, 3, 5, or a 10. Let's have a look. You can be having to think about this while I'm changing my pen colour again. So if I go 3, 5, or a 10, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9, Cody, yeah? 9 of them out of 36. We've already had that once, haven't we? So we should know it simplifies. Oh, no, we haven't had 9 out of 36. Sorry, we had 4 out of 36. But 9 will go into both. 1 quarter. Yeah. 9 is 1 9. 36 is 4 9s. 1 quarter. 1 quarter of them are 3, 5, or 10. All right, so those kind of questions would be really difficult to work out unless you'd drawn that diagram. As soon as you've drawn that diagram, you're just adding things up, aren't you? Just counting how many of them are there under a 36 altogether. So that kind of diagram, it's called a sample space diagram, makes some sort of probability questions a lot easier. Okay. Any questions about that? Is that all right? You seem to be getting on with that all right? Yeah? Yeah, all good? Right, it is game time then. You need your phones. You need to. You don't have a phone. Right, who said that? Addy. Okay, Addy, you can go to the website. Okay. Just do it on your computer. Go to the website. But you will still need to see my screen. So you might need to flip backwards and forwards between my screen and the screen that you're going to look at. Okay. So you're going to go there. All right. You're going to use a code I'm going to give you in a second. So just bear with me 1 minute while I just generate the code for our game. Because it's all, where am I? There. Generate the code for our game. Just do that. You see the code? So if you go to that website, put the code in. So it's drfrostmaths.com join. As it says on my screen now, and there's your passcode. All right, so you just go through, join as a guest, enter your name, and then your name will start to appear on my screen. Hannah, you're in. You're the first. Well done. So this is a bit like a Kahoot. You're going to get maths questions on the screen, and you're going to use your phone to answer them. Say what the answers are. We've got two people. Who's this? Let's join under your own names, guys. Or Code Wage 207. Who's that? Okay. Try and join under your own names. Don't worry about it, though. Okay, Cody. Come on then. Who else we got to join? Who's Daniel? Who's joined as Daniel? Let's join under your own names. Couple more minutes. Try and get in as quick as you can. How many more people have we got waiting on? Robertson. Excellent. Hagen's in. That's excellent. Hagen's here. It doesn't look like he's here, so who's joining? Okay. Right, I think we'll make a start. Okay? Everyone ready? Not yet? Okay, just a second, Kiana, then. Have you got onto the website, Kiana? Okay. Yeah, we've got you, Kiana. Excellent. We're all in? Let's go then. Okay? Off we go. So this is asking you for the probability the next car coming past would be silver, using the results you've got there. Pop your answer in when you think you've got it. It should be a fraction. The probability the next one would be silver. So it's an experimental probability. What's the probability the next one's going to be silver? So you've got to think, how many are silver? How many of them are all together? Oh, that's a bit late, isn't it? We're waiting on one more. Well, let's have a look in a minute. Okay, the correct answer was 34 out of 90. So I can see some of you have got that. Excellent, 3 of you. I don't know. There are 34 silvers, aren't there? If you add up all those numbers, you get 90. 34, and there are 90 altogether. So well done, those of you got that one right. Okay, next one. Should be quick. Impossible. Oh, just 3? 3. I don't know how the rest of you think you're going to be walking to the moon, but from here? You're going to walk from here, Aroa? Next question. Impossible. You can't get a W from those letters. It's impossible. Read the question. Ah. Okay, evens. Because half of them are T, aren't they? Half of them are T. True or false? You got 50% chance of getting this one right. Okay, it's false, isn't it? There are numbers less than 2. There are 2 ones on it, so it's not impossible. Here we go. Easy answer, isn't it? Okay, they are all less than 20. So it's certain it goes on the 1 position. Next question. Impossible. Yeah, there are no X's. Yes, there are no X's there. Definitely no X's there, Roa. There are definitely no X's there. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, so let you have anything that was round about a half. Yeah, it's about halfway, isn't it? Round about a half. Okay, it's about a 3/4 chance. That's what it's saying. Okay, because the 3 of the 4 are less than 7. Even chance. Good job, guys. Good job. Whoa, full marks on that one. Oh, there are. Oh, you get an 8. There are no 8s. It's not on a dice. It's impossible. There are no 6s. Next one's coming up. Okay, it was C because half was our chance of getting a red from C. So there must have been half of them were as likely to get red as not on that one. Okay, D, because it is just a little bit more than a half, isn't it? A little bit more than half. Half of them would be 12. There are 24. So there you go. Just a bit more. Well done. It's impossible. How are you going to get to the grey one? The first one's an 8. You throw. Okay, getting a blue. It's unlikely. There's only one of the 4. Okay, good job. Now it's that board game again. Look at the numbers this time. Evens, because you've got a 1, a 4, and a 6 you could get onto for black. 3 out of the 6 numbers. Good job. It's halfway along, isn't it? Get an even number halfway along. Okay, we'll go through in a sec. Waiting on one answer in. Who's our one we're waiting on? You gonna have a go, Hannah? She left, did she? Okay, well, she's not going to then, is she? So let's just stop waiting on that then. Okay. So it's more likely. So it's got to be one of those, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. All right. Because he's got 8 tokens. So it's more likely he'll get a gold than a silver. Okay, impossible. There were no numbers. B, because there's only 1 out of the 8. It's quite close to 0, but not quite 0. Okay, it's not more likely. It's not more likely, is it? Because there's still 1 out of the 3. A, there are more A's than anything. So this is the next to last question, then we're going to see how well everyone's done. Now, it's a UK coinage, unfortunately. That shouldn't make it too difficult. Okay, unlikely, good job. Right, one more question to go, last one. Right. It's a bit small. Okay, 2 little ones on there. Here we go. Final scores, final standings. Whoa. Joint winners. Riley and Hagen. Is Hagen actually on the call? Excellent. Good job, guys. Well, that's about it for us today. Just wanted to have a bit of fun, just have a bit of a play game, see how well you were getting on with the probability work that we've been doing. There are some questions you can have a go at and test yourself after the lesson. This is all in the Google Classroom as well. If you can get yourself a trophy, what level can you get up to? Obviously, level 2 is harder than level 1. Level 3 is harder than level 2. And see if you get a trophy, send me a picture in an email. Let's see how you can do. Okay, good job today, guys.